Let's first take a look at the bourse and how the market is performing on the equity markets, with Kenyan dominating the bourse at the moment. Give us a market performance of what's happening there.
Thank you very much, Fenly. Just as you've observed there, we are seeing a bit of a lull in the equities market, mainly because, especially when you are having an initial offering in the market, we see a bit of a disinterest in the equities, though some of the industrials, as well as some of the commercials, are still holding up the market, like Safaricom, which is gaining despite trading ex-dividend.
How optimistic is the market with Kenyan dominating it at the moment?
The level of optimism has been affected significantly as investors are opting to shield in terms of their gains, basically because the stock market has been on a losing streak over a very long period, and so most of the investors are taking shield in terms of the gain that the Kenyan bond is offering.
Well, what will reverse these sentiments in the long term?
Well, in the long term, we are looking at things like the institutional transformation that we are seeing in the equities market, as well as some of the other banks which are relatively trying to ensure that they keep their performances up, and also with the investor confidence also coming in terms of the way of corporate governance as reporting in the stock market. We're going to see a bit of investor sentiment being implemented in that area.
Well, let's take a look at Safaricom. It's getting a steady rise in terms of its stock price. How exactly is it achieving all these gains when all the other stocks are generally down throughout the day?
Thank you very much. That's a good observation, because mainly, for instance, today, Safaricom demand was so high, even to a point in which we are having demand of 10-to-1 ratio, which is interesting, especially noting that the share is trading ex-dividend at the moment. But with Safaricom being constantly in the foray, especially in the media, with some of the products that they are coming up with, currently they have developed a new product to really be able to sustain their market share. It's going to be able to really continue in their performance. And also, we've been receiving a lot of good performance reports, especially in terms of analysis for the counter, and that is definitely going to continue boosting the share.
Do you think Safaricom is overvalued at this time, though?
Well, looking at overall market PE, which is approximately at around 12.1, and looking at the PE for Safaricom, which is at 14, Safaricom looks overvalued in terms of the rest of the market. But because of it being an ICT counter and anticipation, especially because of the performance of the ICT sector in the Kenyan market, Safaricom still looks a good share to buy.
And how bullish are you on Safaricom at the moment?
My level of bullishness on Safaricom is relatively good, mainly because it has been trading below IPO price of 5 shillings for quite a long time now, and most of the sellers who are selling to be able to offset their obligations basically have thinned out, and so we are seeing a lot of value investing, especially from foreign institutions.
Well, talking about value investing, which counters do you see investors more interested in at this point in time?
At the moment, most of the investors are looking at some of the stable counters, which have stable dividend yield, as well as performance. Share price does not fluctuate too much. Some of the shares are like East African breweries, BAT, which have very good dividend yield.
And what's your market outlook going forward?
When I look at the market, we might continue seeing a lot of the current sluggish behavior of the market. The good thing about it is basically the market has been supported at the 3,000 mark, and hopefully we are not going to cross that, because with that continuing consistently, we might see the market beginning to pick up, mostly after the Kenyan PIBO.
And how long do you expect that to last for?
Hopefully, we are working with looking at the market continuing or sustaining that market performance for the rest of the year, and hopefully by November, December, there will be seeing a lot of speculative investing, mainly because of end-of-year announcements.
What are some of still the concerns on the bourse at the moment? We know in the political arena, there's a lot of concerns. Sugar prices have been concerns. Commodities are down. So also, what are some of the other concerns on the market at the moment?
Well, some of the other concerns is one of them is the current information in the climate scene, where we're being told about rains which are going to be anticipated, and also some sectors like the commercial sector, tourism, which we are hearing is in the boom season. So we are hoping that some of these sectors are going to be able to keep the economy. And also with the third quarter just about to be done, we are waiting for the results. Hopefully we are going to be able to still sustain the 3% to 4% growth.